So that's the loophole to maintain slavery, maintain a slavery system. The U.S. Constitution even maintains slavery, and this shows us that the inferior status of black or African people is very much part and parcel of the DNA of this nation. Thomas Jefferson's words and his existence also expose this reality. So, I mean, I probably haven't said anything that many of you may have not heard before. Maybe my promotion of black nationalism may have been unheard, especially in this day and age. I know once in the past it was more popular, like in the 70s, maybe like the early 80s, late 60s. But also many black men of the cloth throughout history have also promoted black nationalism. You have Reverend Albert Cleage out of Detroit, who's a black nationalist preacher. He also did some writing about Christianity and black nationalism. You have Adam Clayton Powell Jr., former Reverend Abyssinia Baptist Church in Harlem, also a black nationalist and a congressman as well. From the 19th century, you have Bishop Henry McNeil Turner, also Henry Highland Garnett, Alexander Crummell. Crummell was actually one of W.E.B. Du Bois's teachers. You know, all these men were black nationalists, and the list really goes on. Garnett also was a well-known abolitionist that in his 1843 address to the slaves of the United States asked of the slaves he was speaking in front of, "Where has the blood of your fathers gone?" This was a call to action for slaves to revolt. And he actually claimed that, in his interpretation of the Bible, that he went directly against the slaveholders that preached to the slaves that it was God's will for them to be slaves. And he said, no, it's God's will for you not to be a slave. So actually you are not following God by allowing yourself to accept the state of enthrallment or slavery. This is what Henry Highland Garnett said. So this was a call to action for slaves to revolt. And I issued a call to action for black nationalism and building a network of independent schools for our children instead of wasting a lot of time and energy trying to reform the current so-called education system. I also bring these men up not only to illustrate that there's nothing sacrilegious about black nationalism. All right, in case anyone was concerned, with all due respect. It can also be noted that the late Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. also had black nationalist leanings toward the end of his life, like around 1967. It's made evident by programs such as Operation Breadbasket, which is an economic empowerment program for the benefit of black people throughout the country. All right. In order to successfully disrupt the school-to-prison pipeline, we must stop the flow of black bodies into the pipeline. This must be done by developing our own independent African-centered schools that have a goal of training our young people to be responsible handlers of power, as Dr. John Henrik Clarke was known for saying often. The current schools are meant to serve America in its present state. And in this state, within the racialized division of labor that we have here, many of our youth believe that, I know some of you are familiar with this line, either you sling and crack rock or you got a wicked jump shot, as the late Biggie Smalls rapped in 1993. We need to replace the schools our children attend in order to change our children for the better and in turn change our communities for the better. In a word, we have to stop trying to put